that. It is coming a flood. This is actually a break in the rain. It was really coming a flood, like coming a flood, a couple minutes ago. And there was thunder and like all kinds of shenanigans. And I know it's expected to get way worse this weekend where we are, so, which is a bummer because we have that brooder we're working on. And we have a deadline because we have birds coming. So hopefully there'll be enough periods of dryness that we can actually work with the wood out there and get it finished and completed by this time next week. The birds will be here, so hopefully we can get that accomplished. I think we can. We've faced rougher odds before, so I think we'll be able to do it. A little crazy. Anyway, welcome to Sippin' and Spillin'. Sorry, forgot to say that part. I haven't done one of these in a minute. Every day, I'll rewind a bit here for you guys. So Frankie was sick, then I was sick, then there was a little bit of life happening and circumstances happening where I was just struggling to keep up with everything. And I feel like I got everything back under control for now. I got some of the things that I had to get done. Sorry, Bunko's in my lap, of course, so he's moving my arm that I'm holding the camera in. But definitely has been a busy few weeks trying to get a few things accomplished and a few things checked off my to-do list. That not exciting like film-worthy stuff, but just stuff that I had, grown-up stuff, boring stuff, the business side of YouTube stuff that I just kind of had to plunk down and do. So nothing fun and exciting on that end. I did get to do some fun things. I got to do a Bunko tournament with some of my Bunko friends for like a homeschooling fundraiser that they were doing. I got to host Bunko at my house for my regular group. And it was really cute because we actually ended up meeting. Bunko is just hitting this thing left and right. You need to lay down and settle down. There we go. And Frankie's boyfriend's mom actually filled in, and she'd never played Bunko before, and she got to win one of the prizes, so that was kind of fun. And for those of you that don't know, Bunko is like a silly dice game that you just, it takes no skill. Okay, Bunko, you're gonna have to figure out your life here, buddy. Okay. It's like, doesn't matter where my arm is, he wants to shove his head up against it. So he's just, yeah, okay. Is that what you're doing? You just shove your head up against it? Yeah, now he's shoving his head down because that's where my hand is. He's a lot. He's very needy. Anyway, I'm sorry the camera's so shaky because of him. Because of his excessive need for love. Anyway, so Frankie's boyfriend came over that evening and brought her Valentine's Day gift that he made. He made this whole basket with like flowers, like into a heart on a teddy bear. I don't know. It was like a whole thing. And it was really cute. And all the girls, of course, at Bunko, all us hens were like, oh, it's so cute. Like, and they're just adorable. They were putting Legos together while we were playing Bunko. They're really cute together. So we had a great night and got to use some of our venison. I made a hunter's pie, which if you're not familiar with it, it's basically like a shepherd's pie that would be made with lamb, or a cottage pie that would be traditionally made with beef. And this is, I guess, the hunter's version, which is traditionally made with venison. So got to make that, and that was a big hit. So that was fun. And it's a fun group of ladies. It's a nice little, nice little time together. But anyway, we've had Sai now for, let's see, this Friday will be 2 weeks. And I would say he's fully acclimated. I actually moved their pasture, and I did that last week, beginning of this week. I can't remember now. They were starting to get a little bit low on food down in the big pasture that we built. And Mike had planted basically a food plot for them in the other pasture that they were in, the other paddock, I should say, not pasture, because it's really a paddock. And so I moved everybody into that paddock so they can eat that for a little bit. And I'm thinking probably this weekend I'll move a bale of hay in there for them, which will be the first time this season, this winter, that I've given them hay, the goats and everybody. Well, goats and everybody, goats and Sai. That's everybody right now. I do have a line on some ewes. In fact, I have another phone call that I need to make, that I keep forgetting to make, to check on getting some other ewes from that direction as well. But I'm excited to be filling out our flock here soon and getting that program started. So he's doing really well. He's an absolute doll. He, took a little while to warm up to me. It wasn't like he was, it's really coming down now. It wasn't like he was really super skittish, but just like with any animal, he just went through a big change. He's getting to know the other animals. He's getting to know me. It took him a little while before now he'll come up to me. There may have been some bribery involved, like broccoli. I find that goats and sheep love broccoli. It's like crack to them. And I can give that to them like candy, basically, like a treat. And they will follow me anywhere. Pro tip, I don't know. Every sheep I've had, every lamb, I said lamb, I meant goat, they've all loved broccoli. And so, anyway, he's really warmed up to me. He'll follow me around now. He'll come up and let me love on him. But I did open up the bottom half of that paddock for them because the tree that's in there doesn't have any leaves or it's just twigs right now. I know, he hates this weather. He really does, poor baby. He just stays on the porch when it rains like this. You're on my microphone, dude. Anyway, I know, I'll put my leg down. I think that, with the weather supposed to be so bad the next couple of days, Saturday in particular, it's supposed to be very bad. I decided to open it up because there's a big tree in there that they can kind of get under. You got to remember, these are animals that are going to be pastured and rotationally grazed. So they are not going to have houses out there with them. They are not going to have all of that. In the rain like this, the livestock guardian dogs literally just stand in the rain. They love it. They think it's great. So I like to try to give them areas where there is a chance to like a windbreak area or a little bit, to just kind of get out of the rain a little bit. But that's, kind of how you divide up the pasture, once we get them out there. And our pasture is set up that they'll be able to have some of that cover still, naturally. Bunko, oh my gosh, he just runs up and shoves his arm. So anyway, I did open up the bottom pasture because Sai is young. Typically we wouldn't lamb so that we would have such a young lamb during the winter. And this was a oops on the farm that we got him from. She's like, this was like an unplanned one. We don't usually lamb this time of year. So, which is fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with doing that, but you just have to kind of make sure you can keep the lambs a little bit more secure, especially if they weren't, used to being kind of out in the back 40. So, and not that they're out in the back 40 yet, they're still in the paddocks up here, but just they have a little bit more creature comforts, So, but even with that option, Sai's been kind of standing out in the rain and doing his thing. So he's just, he's settled in really nicely, and he's really cute. He's a sweet boy. And Bunko is just being the Bunkoist. Really, sir? Hi. Sir. It's Bunko's world, and I'm just living in it, I think is the lesson here. I cannot be on the front porch without him, like, basically on me, but I love him. I absolutely adore him. He was limping the other day randomly, and Mike was like, bring him inside, let's check him out. He was fine. I don't know what his deal was. He went right back to being fine. I checked all his paws. I think he's like slept on it wrong or something. I don't know. But he's adorable, and he's a good boy. I might bring him inside when the weather's supposed to be real bad on Saturday, just because he's little, and I worry about him when it storms bad. Plus, he's so cute. I can't resist sometimes. And the first thing he does when he gets in the house is he runs up the stairs and jumps on the bed, and then like instantly, like he's like a little kid. He like instantly goes to sleep, like pretend, oh, but I'm asleep, you can't move me, I'm too cute. Like that's his go-to move. Hysterical. But yeah, Sai's doing really well. Definitely, it's funny because he really likes hanging out with the dogs versus the goats. So it will be a little bit of a rude awakening for him when I do have ewes that I have to separate him from, and he has to be just with Dan. There's definitely going to be some discourse among the troops. I know Caroline and Ann are going to be mad. The dogs are going to be like, what's going on? Because they're going to be separated, you know. With those two being so close to the house, the livestock guardian dogs will stay with the majority of the flock, and the goats down below, basically where we can't just see them as easily from the house. And these guys that are up closer to the house are going to be just on their own. But we do have the electrified fence around the paddock up here. We do have, you know, our own. Well, Nkusi's pretty good. He hears everything. So there's times where he'll be staring dead down the way towards the back part that he can, you know, kind of look at. And if he sees something, he starts barking at it. And so I know he'll still be patrolling that whole area. We are going to have it set up eventually where he'll be able to have a little bit more, well, him and Tash will be able to have a little bit more free reign with the way that the electric fencing will be for the strip grazing. But for now, obviously, they're in the paddock. So there is going to be a period of retrain, kind of, this is the new scenario that we'll go through. But Kusi's really smart, and Tashka picks up stuff quick. She's a little bit more headstrong. She does not like moving paddocks. Every time I've moved them, she is like, whoa, Nellie, I didn't sign up for this. So usually I have a harder time getting her to follow with the sheep and everything. She gets like anxious, but she is pretty good eventually about just going, oh, this is what we're doing. Okay, I get it. Like, I don't know. I think she thinks we're going to the vet every time we leave the paddock. So hopefully, I think moving them around a bunch right now this time of year will also help with that, to get her to see that, like, just because I moved you out of one area doesn't mean that we're going to the vet, because she hates nothing more than going to the vet. It's not her thing. If any of you that have livestock guardian dogs, I think specifically Anatolian Shepherds, I have not met any that like going in the car. It freaks them out. They don't like it. It's not good. It's a struggle bus to get them to the vet. And this is even with starting them very young, going, you know, when they're puppies, they go like, it seems like every week they're going to the vet for, you know, their check when they're first born or whatever. And so it's not like they've never been, but they don't like it. They don't like vehicles. They don't want to be in it. They don't enjoy it. They like to run next to the truck when we like go drive down the lane, but they don't want to be, they don't want to be like going down the road. So is what it is. Sometimes I still have to, you know, obviously still have to take them like once a year or whatever for, you know, their checkup and their outside meds, you know. But, you know, is what it is. So we'll see. But that's the update on all that. I am hoping that by the end of this afternoon, I'll have more info regarding maybe finding, you know, locking down my ewes a little bit. I did get a line on a registered ewe. So I think I'm going to, it's a drive. Not gonna lie, it's a drive. It's like a 7.25 hour drive. It's gonna be a long day because I would just drive, turn around, and come home. So it'll be a long day, but I'm gonna do it. I think we'll see. Mike and I are gonna talk about it, but I did all the legwork, so we'll see. We'll see. But appreciate you guys as always. I'm gonna try to post another one of these this week because I have been very bad about posting on here, and I am sorry. But I haven't had super exciting tea and updates either, with all of us being sick and all the stuff. So anyway, it's been crazy. But we appreciate you guys as always. Stay blessed, and remember, safety's off.